So before we start, I would like to ask you all, if you have any questions, please submit them into the question and answer chat here in the Zoom platform. We will try to address as many questions as we can directly through the chat or at the end of the webinar. And also, if you have questions that you don't have the time to ask or we don't have the time to address, you can always reach us at forward@fundaciontutator.ch. So we will start in a couple of minutes, please. Okay, so thank you very much for being here. My name is Lia Huerta, and I am the program manager for Tutator Forward. I am based in Mexico. And online today with us, we have Cecilia Oriona. Guys, if you can turn your cameras on, please. So Cecilia Oriona is our project manager. Adrian Pieco, who is the human rights expert, and Rafael Villegas, our chief technology officer. They are all based in Bolivia. And we also have Alicia working hard behind the scene to keep everything together, but also to collect and answer any question that you have. So if we can go to the next slide, please. Here's what we have on the program for today. Yeah. So as you are here to hear about our grant program, we will start by presenting what Tutator Forward is. Then Cecilia will give you a short demo on one of our software applications to give you an idea of what type of software applications we are talking about. Next, Adrian will tell you about who we are and why we do what we do. Rafael will talk about our technology, and hopefully by then you will be so excited that you will want to apply for a grant. So we will go into the details on how to apply. And finally, we will address the questions that we haven't responded through the question and answer chat yet. So if everything is ready, let's start. What is Tutator Forward? So Tutator Forward is a grant program to help organizations with their digital transformation. Ceci, we can go to the next slide, please. So I know that this sounds complicated, but in the next 30 to 40 minutes, we will go into more details about what this means. But first, we need to mention that Tutator Forward is an in-kind grant program. And what do we mean by in-kind? So this means that we will work with the grantees to develop a custom software application. And once this software is developed, we will give them the code to run on their servers, provide them training and support. Okay, that's all and good, but you must be wondering how a customized software solution could help me, right? Well, the software can help you in many different ways. It can help you manage the people you work with. It can help you report to the people that give you money. It can help you to track the services that you deliver. It can help you collect data. It can help you, I don't know, improve your internal efficiency. So it can help you in many different ways. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that you will tell us what type of software solution you need, and we will develop it for you. So let me give you a couple of examples. So let's say that you are an organization that wants to monitor and analyze the forest change in, I don't know, the Central Africa region, okay? So we could develop a software that helps you map and track land use, that show deforestation statistics, and let's say that sends alerts that show where the tree loss is happening. Another case could be an organization that runs a child health and vaccination program that is looking for a case management system. And well, we could develop for you a tool that could help you track individual child and every individual child and their family, give you feedback on all the different activities of your employees and volunteers in every city or country where you run your program. You could use this application also to not only register the children and their caretakers, but also to analyze trends in various geographical areas and get ahead of potential problems. Then you could also use the tool to report, I don't know, to the people that support you on how your organization is going. So I hope it's clear now what Tutator Forward is about, but we also want to make sure that everyone understands what Tutator Forward is not. So Tutator Forward is not a grant in cash. So this means that we are not giving you money to go buy Microsoft Office or other software that you need. We are also not providing your organization with computers or tablets or mobiles or laptops. Also, if what you need is an IT type application, like an accounting or a CRM type application, I'm so sorry, but Tutator Forward is definitely not the way to get it. Before Cecilia gives us a brief demo, I would like to address a frequent question that we get about Forward, which is, how does it work for the grantees? So we will work with the grantees exactly the same way that we will work with any other customer. So first, what we will do is that we will spend some time with you and your team to analyze the requirements and generate a document with all the features that you want to see in the application, in the software application. And once you have approved that document, we will develop the code for you. And once the code is complete, we will train you and your people, and then we will help you deploy. And after that, we will give you support for 6 months. So to make it even easier for you to imagine what the software could look like, Cecilia will give you a short demo on one of our software solutions. So please, Ceci, go on.
Thank you very much, Leah. Thank you everyone for being here. Hi, my name is Cecilia Oriona. I'm project manager here at Tutator, and I'm here to show you what type of projects we are taking on. So let's analyze this in a scenario. Imagine you have been working with a target population for a number of years, providing different services. Maybe you have a lot of information in paper, in the spreadsheets, it's all scattered around. You may need to have everything, to see everything related to a specific beneficiary or group of beneficiaries like a family in one place, so you can address their particular needs. You will also need probably a big picture that can help you identify new opportunities, whether they are for funding or for new needs that need to be addressed. So let's talk about it a little bit. Here, we're going to show you a project we developed for this organization. Tahad is an organization that works in Lebanon, in the peripheral areas of Beirut. And we developed for them a suite of web and mobile applications that we're going to see now. This is all based in what we have came to call the Tutator Beneficiary Management Platform. Later, Rafael is going to get into the details of what that means. But here we can see the dashboard, which is the first screen, a customizable dashboard that you can tailor for your particular needs. You can also go back to this from every part of the system with this icon. And for this organization, as you can see here, they have we have developed solutions for two of their main services. The education center, they handle an education center where they handle different programs for kids and for adults. And we are managing here attendance, homework, some adult literacy programs. And on the regular program, as you can see here, they also provide some education supplies for the students, so we can check all the items that they have are checking in, and some evaluations as well. We also have the health center, where we can, for this particular project, we can check the assignment of resources, the appointments for the beneficiaries, some schedule management, but also some pharmacy management and quantities, and lots disposal and inventory reconciliations that are needed in this type of dispensaries. Let's check out the resource assignment. Here we have our medical professionals with their schedules that have been created so they can attend specific patients. We can go back to the medical center main screen, and we can check also the appointments that we have for today. Here we can see a view of all the professionals that are working today and the patients they have to attend. These are also, the colors mean the status of the appointments that we're going to understand shortly, but these red ones are the canceled appointments. This is all accompanied with a mobile application that we're going to see now. Here we have the mobile application installed on an Android device, where we can see how the mobile application is being used in a specific examination room or a screening room, where you not always want a whole PC that gets in the middle of your interaction with the patient. So here we are seeing the interface for a doctor, Dr. Luis Sims, and all the patients he has for today. This is one particular patient, Tahir Tabadawi, that is being that is in the examination room right now. So we are going to start talking with this patient and recording all that is arising on their visit. We're starting the visit right now. We can add some information about the visit, about what type of visit this is, whether it's a visit in the examination and in the dispensary, or we went to their home or to the school. We also can address some information about their pathologies and what type of this is the diagnosis, and what type of treatment or next actions are we going to take for this specific pathology. We also can say that if there are any pending items, or we are done with the examination for this patient. And here some additional information about the treatment that we are prescribing for this particular patient. All this has been developed tailored to this specific project. It can be tailored to any particular project that we have. Here we have a couple of action plans for this particular patient. We are requiring laboratory exams and some prescribed meds. And for now, we'll be done with the visit. We're finishing this visit, and we're going to get into our next patient. So as we can see, the status has changed in the mobile application. We're starting the visit with our next patient. And once we have started the visit with our next patient, we can see here that Dr. Luis Sims has finished with the first patient and has started with the second patient. All this is linked to a beneficiary profile that we can see to individualize each specific person that interacts with our services. For example, we have here Khalil Arabi. We can see a complete profile of all the services that this person is receiving. We can also see here all the former beneficiaries we have recently seen. We can also have a family view. We can check the Abadi family, since we have just opened Khalil Abadi's profile, and we can see that he is here with his wife and his son, and we can see also the profiles of both of them. This is also joined with this inbox that gets in one place all the manual or user-to-user messages, but also system messages that are needed, that need your attention. And we can also have some reports about this. So since we have been see in the health center. Let's check some reports on the health center. Here we can see all the appointments that we have in the last couple of days. We can see a list of all the appointments that we had in the last couple of days. We can also go back to the report to see on the health center all the attendances that we have got on our appointments. All these graphical and list reports are exported in various formats. And if you need a more straightforward interface that you would like to use, not on a mobile application, but on a web application, we can also have something similar to this that we developed for another project, where you can have a straightforward menu to go straight to the points that you need to fill. So all this is includes also an administration platform that we call the NEO, where you can administrate all the users that are created for one particular systems, different offices, permits and documents, a document management system, and also all the roles that you can create for particular users. We can also join this with a training that will help us go through all the particular resources that you can use at any time to train any new teammates that can join your organization, so you don't need to be worried about how to onboard people on our systems. This is part of our support system that Leah also mentioned before. Thank you very much for your attention for this. This is part of what we can do for you if you win the Tutator Forward grant. Back to you, Leah.
Thank you very much, Ceci. Now Adrian is going to talk about who we are and why we do what we do.
Thank you, Leah. First of all, it's a pleasure for me share with you this initiative called Tutator Forward. My name is Adrian. I am the human rights expert in Tutator, and I will share a little bit about who we are and what do we do. So, Fundación Tutator is a Swiss foundation started by engineers with roots in Silicon Valley and a lot of experience in technology area. Based on a strong belief that technology can be force for a good in the world, they decided to create the Tutator group with the goal of leveraging their expertise to help organizations in the human rights, social and environmental space, accelerating their development and maximizing their impact. So in this context, we have, next slide, please, Ceci. We have people across the world and a truly diverse team comprising of engineers, project managers, support specialists, as well as people with background in human rights and experience in civil society space. The diversity is one of the things that make us different from the other software development companies. We have a team that understands you and the problems you are trying to solve can help you with the technology you need. So how did we get there? As I said a moment ago, we really believe that technology can help organizations to work with the population at risk or with humanitarian or environmental objectives. In that way, our mission is to use technology to improve how social or environmental services are delivered around the world. We work with both non-governmental organizations as well as government institutions that, and also something to take in mind is that we are also open to working with social enterprises. Ceci, please, next one. One more, please. At this point is important to mention that any project we work on need to have a human right, social or environmental goal. As we like to say, we just don't do software. We do software for a cause. Our typical engagements are with organizations that have been able to raise the funds to finance the cost of developing a custom software application. So we usually are paid for development service provider. In that sense, we are not a traditional foundation giving out cash grants. But but on the other hand, our goal is not to make money from this engagement. We reinvest all the money we receive into the development of our technology, in addition to some of our own funds. So measure our success in terms of impact. We measure our success in terms of impact, how much impact we can have with the investment we make and the project we engage with. But over the years, we have found that financing this type of technology projects can be a challenge for many organizations. Usually, the larger organization can find the funds for, but the smaller ones can be a struggle. So we have in the past invested some of our discretionary funds to help a few selected projects and develop the software application for them. This year, this year we have decided to formalize this reader informal practice, and we have created Tutator Forward, which is our in-kind grant program that we are talking about today. Um, some people, I'm sure that some people in the audience already know exactly what type of software you need, with all the functionalities spelled out, how it will be used, etc., etc. But probably most of you are just curious. You are facing a number of short and long-term challenges in your organization and are wondering if a custom software may be a piece of a solution that to help you tackle that issues. As I mentioned before, my background is human rights, especially juvenile justice, not really technology. And with this in mind, I'm going to try to address how we could help. Most organizations we work with have a mission, and their operative goal is to use the resources available. And by the way, usually limited, not limited resources. Not everyone is Apple or Google. So they try to optimize the use of these resources to have the maximum impact aligned with their mission. A good software tool help you with this. Let me only say some points. First, implementing a software tool will force you to analyze your current internal process, and this is a great opportunity to optimize them. Review what works, what doesn't, what has changed, what will change, and make the necessary adjustment. What I mean is that a software tool will help enforce this internal process, ensuring that everyone knows how to operate and works right in the standards guidelines. It will streamline the management of beneficiaries, automate repetitive tasks, and guarantee respect for the rights of these beneficiaries, of the beneficiaries. Another point, a well-designed software tool will enable your employees to spend, and very important thing, to spend less time doing administrative tasks and more time focusing on your mission. With a good software tool, data will come for free. You know what I mean. Your employees should not be forced to fill endless form just for the sake of collecting data. The data will come as part of the day-to-day work, almost effortlessly. And well, A third point, and very important also, is that it will ensure transparency across the organizations and enable data-based decision making. Let me ask, isn't that the dream of many CEOs, many directors? With the right application in place, it will allow you to measure your impact in real time and report the people who support you with actual data. Well, I could keep going, but Leah only gave me 10 minutes, so I will stop here. I only would like to finish saying, where can we work? We would like to think there are no limits. As you have seen and you are watching here in the screen, we have projects in health and medical area and education, for example. We also have projects in justice space like juvenile justice, case management, detention rights management. We also had a project in migration, as Ceci was presenting. Also another in organization where an organization maintaining a database of migration detention centers across the world with historical data. We also have projects in protection, and we are talking with a number of organizations with projects ranging from birth registration, system migration shelters, community centers, women violence prevention, suicide prevention hotlines, and many other areas. So what I mean is that whatever your application and needs are, this is a good chance that we can help you. That's it. Thank you. We are open to answer any question you have. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Now Rafael is going to talk about our technology.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being with us today and taking the interest in what we do. I'm Rafael Villegas, CTO at Tutator. And today I'm going to talk to you about the technology we use to deliver robust, secure, and developed applications quickly. Tutator, with the experience acquired over the years, has developed a platform that we call BMP, or Tutator Beneficiary Management Platform, focused on the management of beneficiaries and any type of service, procedure, or process that may involve them. Our application allows access to real-time data, which enable decision-making and deliberation of medium and long-term policies based on facts and real data, offering the capabilities and functionalities of a custom-made software, but with the cost of a generic product. If we can go to the architecture. The architecture of the platform is web-based, which allow access from any place on any device, or application allow to reduce response times and improve the processes, reducing the bureaucracy in processes or tasks that are repetitive and busy work. And that, with the help of the technology, can be much more efficient. It's important to emphasize that the total control of both the application and especially the data that may contain very sensitive information is always in the hands of a customer. The customer, for example, decide whether to contract a server in the United States or in Europe, or if he has the capabilities to deploy and maintain a server within his own infrastructure, of course, that he can do it. At the end, he's the owner and is always in the control of the application and the data it may contain. In this way, for organizations that handle sensitive data or want to ensure their knowledge or the know-how, we know that's a very expensive asset today. We know how to handle this type of scenarios. We have procedure to handle this kind of information, and we can sign, if it's needed, a confidentiality agreement between parties. We manage a modern architecture with multiple layers, separating the backend and the frontend, with REST API services in the backend that allow us to exchange information with different applications, either in-house applications or external applications. For non-technical people, how this could benefit them? Well, it can make the maintenance easier and cheaper. Nowadays, the applications cannot live alone. They need to interact and share information with other applications. An application for adoption registry, for example, will have to connect to the identification registry of a country to confirm the identity of the persons who want to adopt a child, for example. And at the same time, maybe the ministry or the office in charge of controlling the adoption in some country will want to access to the statistical information in real time about the adoption processes. This is exactly where this technology and this type of infrastructure helps. Our platform can be redundant and easily scalable. If an organization operates locally in a small town with a dozen of users and 100 of beneficiaries, it can scale in a matter of hours to operate with thousands of concurrent users and with millions of beneficiaries around the world. About the redundancy, well, it serves to secure the data, but also to secure the access to the services, especially in mission-critical applications. The next slide. Yes. Our platform is modular and allows the inclusion and customization of basic functionalities and also very specific functionalities. We have models already created for a variety of functionalities that we have identified as recurring in many projects. For example, we have a model to authentication, a model for double authentication. We have a model for the generation of reports that can generate reports in Excel or Word. We can show reports and statistics as graph and lists, calendars. We can have alerts, messaging, among other models we already have. But also more specialized models, which can also be customized, such as a medical record model, like we saw in Tahari. Following international standards, such as the ICD-10, that's the standard for coding the diseases. We have microcredit models, we have migration, safe houses, among other models. These are models that can be docked or undocked and can be customized depending on the internal business logic of each organization or country. How does the customer benefit from this? Well, thanks to these models, we can create application faster and at a much lower cost. And are models that were developed and tested by experts, so they are very reliable and robust. We use open source technology, which drastically reduces operating costs. You don't need to pay a monthly or annual license. Are open source technologies that allow an easy maintainability of the applications. Something is that our platform is not open source. The technology we use is open source, but the platform is not open source. We are working on this. But for now, we are not open source. But we give the customers a license that allow them to use, change, or maintain the application by themselves. So they are in full control, as we said, of the application and of the data that they contain. The open source technology we use allow any engineer or group of programmers to easily take control of the application. And behind the technology we use are large companies like IBM, Google, Oracle, among others. And let me show you some quick screenshots of our application. This is a dashboard which shows statistical summary of the data recorded in the application. We can also extract KPI or key performance indicators that are measurable values that demonstrate how effectively is an organization if it's reaching the goals. We have a variety of widgets. We can show the next one. For example, this is another screenshot of the dashboard with different graphics. We can also georeference the information and display it on maps, mapping data. Then we have another screenshot. This is a beneficiary browser. For us, it's very important that the beneficiaries are treated as persons and not as a numbers of codes. But in the same way, we also know that to handle sensitive information, and like I say, we know how to handle it. So we know how to anonymize or pseudo-anonymize the data if it's needed. This is another browser for Tahari. In multiple we support multiple languages at the same time. So you can have an application that serves in multiple languages. And the next slide shows document. As I told you, our application are ready to support dynamic document generation, but also document management, which document versioning, extraction and indexing of the content for complex searches, and other things. And the last one is a screenshot about one customized report. We can create customized reports, which can be automatically sent via email every weekend or whenever they need, depending on the processes or the workflow or every organization. Well, thank you. If you have technical questions, please, we will answer some questions after the presentation. Thank you. Leah?
Thank you very much, Rafa. I'm always impressed by how our engineers can explain these things in a way that I can almost understand. But have no fear. If you need more information, technical or otherwise, just send us an email and we will work with you to answer to your questions. So, okay, now that we have you all excited about the Forward Grant Program, hopefully, let's talk about how to apply. But before, first, I want to make sure that you all understand that this program is not for everyone. So our program is for organizations that have permission to generate positive impact in the areas of human rights, civil society, or environment. It is not limited geographically or to specific areas of interest. So if you're working on education, on justice, on gender equality, or any other topic, you can apply. But because of the complexity of the type of software application that we are talking about, we are looking for organizations that have a certain level of maturity. Both from the IT, organizational, and strategy aspects. So we are looking for organizations that can demonstrate that they have the resources, or in case they don't, that they can acquire them, to ensure the long-term sustainability of the software. We're looking for organizations that have the will to go and not only automate, but start to develop ways to measure their impact. And we are looking also for organizations that show that they have or can develop and implement strategies to address the needs of the community where they work. So if you think that you meet the criteria, you should definitely send us your grant request. And to apply, we have developed an online application process, which I'm going to walk you through now. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. Good, you should be able to see my screen now. Can you please just confirm?
No, we cannot see.
Not yet? Okay,
Not
give me a
yet.
second. Okay, is it working now?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you have to go to tutatorforward.com and then click the register now button. And we will ask you for very basic information like your name, your organization name, your email. And we will send you, to your email an activation code so that you can activate your account and select the password. If you don't see the email within a few minutes, please just check first your spam folder. And then if you cannot find it there, you can send us an email. And once your account is activated, you can sign in here, okay, using your email and the password that you just selected. And once you have logged in, the first thing that you will see is a guided tour. It's an option to go through this guided tour. And I really, really, really recommend you to take the tour so that you know how the grant application software works. So you can always find it here at the bottom. And here is a library where you can download a PDF document with the details of the program. We have it in English, French, and Spanish. And then in order to submit a grant request, you will have to fill out 3 forms. So one is your personal profile, and then there is the organization profile, and finally the project section. So you can submit as many projects as you want, but you have to make sure that all the 3 sections are 100% complete before you submit a project. And if you need to reach out to our staff, there is a messaging tool where you can communicate with us. And there's also an invite feature here where you can invite your colleagues to collaborate with you on a grant application, and they will have access to the application. So I think that's kind of it. Ceci, if we can go back to the presentation, please. Ceci, can we go back to the presentation, please? Okay, awesome. Okay, regarding the application and selection process, I have good news. We have extended our deadline to apply. You can submit your applications until July 19th, and we have a process to evaluate the grant request, and we will go through it once the application window closes. So that's all from my side, and let's see what questions haven't been addressed yet. Let me see. Okay, so this one is for Rafa. Is this software compatible to all types of Windows, Android phones?
It's compatible with Android and iOS mobile phones, with any operating system, no matter if it's Windows or Linux or Mac. Even if they have a browser, it's enough to operate with our systems.
Okay, thank you, Rafa. We have another one for you. These digital needs in terms of software, would this software require physical server and cloud server to operate?
Indeed, yes. These need a server to operate. It can be a local server, cloud server, depending on their organization and how they want to share these kind of applications. We have scenarios where we have a cloud server, like we said, the customers decide whether to put the server, and also scenarios where intranets, where is internal network that don't out of internet.
Okay, thank you, Rafa. And then I see that there are some questions, there are some concerns regarding the security. So there is one, for example, there is this question, what are the measures put in place to counter cybercrime to the system? So if you can, there are a few questions like regarding security concerns. So if you can talk a little bit more about this topic, it would be great.
Sure. Yes, that's one of the benefits of a platform. A platform is tested, or backend is secured. We have secured for most of the typical attacks like cross injection, SQL injection, hijacking, this type of attacks. So our platform is tested and secured for those attacks. Also, the most important part of it is not only the application is secured and tested, but also the infrastructure, of course, that matters. In our case, in the applications that we develop and deploy, we help the customers not only to deliver the application, but help them to deploy it. And one of the key of the good deployment is secure the information and the application, of course.
Okay, thank you, Rafa. Then we have this other question that hasn't been addressed yet. Are umbrella oh, sorry, are umbrella organizations eligible? For example, organizations that support other charities, NGOs to better serve vulnerable communities worldwide? Yes, of course, you can also apply to our grants program. So, Alicia, I think that you have addressed the other questions. So I think that's kind of it. If you still have questions, please send us an email. And it's time to end this webinar. I want to thank you all very much for your attention and your interest in Fundación Tutator and Tutator Forward. Don't forget that you can always reach us at forward@fundaciontutator.ch. And thank you very much, and have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care. Pleasure to have you here.